Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the shed. I'm Lonnie.
Hey, I'm Candace. Welcome back. Well, I'm popping in here this morning for a little while, and then I have some stuff to go do. So I'm gonna try to get back in here today. I've got to get some listings up. Like, it's been a rough week, so, and we really need to get some listed. So
Yep.
you did pretty well yesterday.
I listed 3 jackets, a couple of bags, and then like a couple other things. And then I kind of was leaving the toys for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I'm going to get into some other stuff today. I'll probably go over to unlisted shelf and go through it again and see what I want to list. I might lot up some patches or something. The patches, all those single patches I listed, they aren't doing well, obviously. Yeah. So I think the rest of them, I'm talking about
the Boy Scout.
Yeah, we have a bunch of Boy Scout patches. They sold well at first. I guess people probably cherry picked us for the ones they liked, and then that was it. Yeah. So I think, and we made really good money on them.
We did.
But yeah.
To make some lots, huh?
Time to make some lots and move some stuff out. So I'll probably work on that a bit today.
Today is Thursday, and I don't see how we're going to be able to go to garage sales tomorrow. I'm not ready to leave Mama Honeycutt yet by herself for that long. Molly started school today. Oh gosh, I had to get up at 5 o'clock this morning, y'all. Resellers don't do that unless they're going to garage sales.
So yeah, we'll probably be able to go Saturday though.
Yeah, definitely Saturday. But yeah, I think tomorrow's out. So hopefully we have a good day Saturday, and it's kind of hot right now, so we'll see. Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna pull orders we sold on eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. That's
a kind of a rare occurrence these days. I was looking at Etsy. You said no. You said Poshmark.
Yeah.
I was looking at Etsy. Mm-hmm. We made 7 sales on Etsy in the month of July.
Yeah. However, I will say whenever we do sell something on Etsy, it's usually a higher dollar.
Yeah, it is.
Mainly because I don't put anything less than like $30 on there usually.
Right.
Usually the higher stuff goes
because
on.
You have to pay the listing fee.
Yeah, and then if I do put something a little lower value, I'll add a couple of bucks onto it to cover those fees.
But it still doesn't cover it though, because even if you do price it a little higher, if it sells somewhere else,
you've lost that
listing fee. So there are definitely,
and it's not huge, but if it's been sitting a long time, if it's long tail, it can add up.
Oh yeah, it can.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna get started with eBay. The one thing's in storage. Lonnie's gonna go get that after we pull these orders because it is UPS.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that when he gets back.
Yep.
So first item we're pulling is 2 Alpha. It's a Hallmark photo album.
Okay. This came from $2,000 store buy. Which, speaking of that, that's something else we can do. Yeah. We have a ton of stuff from, you said what? Where am I going? 2 Alpha. Must be this. Yeah, it's definitely this then. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we haven't had to go get out of that inventory in a while, but it's getting to where we may have to soon. Yeah,
there we go.
Yep. That's all for $19.99.
Okay.
And the Digimon drawer salt and pepper shakers. That's the little anchor stand with the hurricane lamps hanging. And I didn't label it. It's sitting right here.
Oh, that looked like one of the spare parts for some of those Christmas sets or something.
An action figure or something.
Yeah.
$11.99 for that. We sold a lot of 10 crime roll bags. That should leave us with just 1 set left.
I think that might be off.
Okay.
Because we had somebody buy and they cancel. No, I just did. We got 2 left. Okay. They're right there. Okay. After this one.
So I'll adjust that. It's showing we have 1 left. I'll make it 2.
Okay.
$13.99 for those. And the tiger drawer, a Halloween dog collar. It's getting to be that time of year.
Yeah, we have a few Halloween related stuff. A lot of
we have costumes left.
Yeah.
For dogs and people.
Is it Stranger Things?
No, Halloween.
Oh. It's actually Halloween. No, Thrills and Chills. Okay. It's got a bow tie on it.
Size small.
Yes, that's a size
yep.
small.
$8.99 for that. 3 Bravo, we sold the Uglies trilogy box set.
Guess it's this. I didn't even know this existed. Yeah, Uglies.
Yep. $19.99 for that.
I don't remember buying that.
You picked that up at a garage sale.
Okay.
I think.
I never remember seeing it.
2 Charlie Bethlehem Lights, that water candle fountain thing, flameless candle. Aqua flame.
Yeah. Okay.
$49.99 for that.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yep.
I think you paid $5 for that, huh?
At an estate sale on the last day. Our very last Monster High is leaving the building. Our last Claudine Wolf sold. It's on 8 Delta.
Yep, that's the last of it. We had 55 sets. 55 sets, each with 6 dolls in it. So 330 Monster High dolls. We have sold every last one of them.
It took about 1.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
The majority of them sold way before this, but she's not as popular.
No, there were 2 that weren't as popular. This one and another one. The guy was a blue guy or something.
Yeah, the Laguna guy. What's his name? I can't think of it.
But the other 4, they were out of here within probably 6 months.
Yep. So we got $10.99 for her. Okay, that's all the eBay orders except that one thing in storage. So on Macari, we sold a Barbie in the box Diva Collection doll. She's on 10 Charlie. It's labeled 10 Charlie Diva.
This lady right here.
And that sold for $66 free ship.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be about $8 to ship it. So we'll end up netting like 58.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's probably about what we would have done on eBay.
Right. Yeah. And then on Poshmark, we sold a pair of boots on 2 Echo. They're little short boots, bear traps, brown boots.
What's that, Echo? Are they in a box?
No, they're not.
They're not? Okay. Ah, I see them then. I got them. Go. He's right here.
Yep. Those sold for $25, and that's on Macari. I mean Poshmark. That they pay the shipping, so we just we don't.
We end up getting $20 for them.
Yes, after the fees.
And I think we paid.
We paid $1.
$1. Yeah. Okay.
What? There was a pair of brown and a pair of black, immaculate, looked like maybe worn once, if at all, for a couple of hours. And I walked by them the first time, and I saw they were a decent brand. But I'm like, I don't know. And then when I went back, I said, how much are the boots? She said $1 a pair. I'm like, okay.
For $1 in that condition, you got to buy them probably.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So this, plus we had one other really good sale on eBay that I'm going to have to go pick up after I get this stuff packed. Cannot complain about our sales. While I think we're coming up on close to 2 weeks. And we have been listing a few things the last few days.
Yeah,
but overall, we have not listed hardly anything at all.
Right.
Just about all of our sales have been coming from stuff that's been listed
before
at least 2 weeks. Like
none of this stuff has been except the salt and pepper shakers. Everything else was before that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thankful that we are making the sales we are. Let me get this stuff packed, then I'll head to storage. Okay, I got all the orders out, the USPS stuff, and then I went to storage to pick this up. This is a case of all things, right? Like we sell anything. This is a case of 500 3-foot long zip ties made for ducks and things like that, DUCTSs. So yeah, and the cool thing is that box, I don't think I even pictured it. No, I didn't even show the case in the listing. So which it wouldn't matter anyway. These are zip ties. All I'm going to do with this is just tape up the seams really good and put a label on this sucker, and it's gone. This is one of the best buys we've made lately if they sell. We bought 7 cases of these at a garage sale early this season, like in the spring. 7 cases, we paid $5 a case for them, and we were asking $150. This is the first case we've sold. So even though it took a little while to sell, that puts us way up on the whole buy. It puts us like even after fees, like 100 into profit on that buy. And now the rest of them, when they sell, they will just be pure profit. So pretty excited about this. I'm hoping there's more of these sales to come. It sounds like a lot of money, but it ends up being 30 cents a unit for these long industrial, 3-foot long industrial type zip ties. So it's actually a really good deal for people that need 500 of them. So Candace is back from doing her
running the roads.
Yeah.
So before I left, I did finish up those salt and pepper shakers, except the little Walt Disney World ones. And I found that like the general Walt Disney souvenirs just usually aren't worth much. I do know a pretty big Disney fan. I'm just going to see if they want them. So, yeah. So listed all of them but those.
Okay.
Yeah. We did pull some viewer questions that we're going to go ahead and tackle. Are you ready?
I guess. I'll try.
Okay, so let's explain to them what we've been doing to refresh our old listings. A brief explanation.
Okay.
We have some questions pertaining to that.
Okay, so I've made a couple of I made one video where I showed in detail where we end our oldest 25 listings that are in our eBay store every day. I say every day. I did it today. It hasn't been every day since we haven't been working.
We were pretty consistent before.
Right.
Yeah.
But I did do it today, and I have done probably a couple hundred total now. So we don't have a ton of personal experience to back anything up with. But yeah, go ahead. I end them. I'm a fool with the price. I fool with the title. I fool with other things that, maybe I think the category is wrong or whatever. Just make little tweaks here and there.
I check the shipping. We've had some shipping errors.
Right. I do that kind of stuff, and then I sell similar.
Yeah.
And you get a new. But go ahead. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
You're good. So it's on that video we had like 3 questions back to back about it. Does selling similar and making changes to titles and info cause any issues with List Perfectly? That question's from Bruzak 1485, by the way.
And it does.
It does. So after he does that, there's something that I go in and do. I go through each one and I check to see if it's listed on List Perfectly. And for those of you not familiar with List Perfectly, whenever it stores your data, it actually takes that eBay item number, which can be found up in the URL, and it stores that in List Perfectly's database. So when you go to end sold listings, it knows where to find it.
Right. So Candace has to, on the stuff that is on List Perfectly, because I don't do my thing through List Perfectly, because most of that old stuff isn't even in List Perfectly.
Right.
So I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. So I'll let Candace sort out that mess. But if it is in List Perfectly, then Candace has to swap out that
item number,
the eBay item number, into List Perfectly, and then it'll work fine.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the correct item number in List Perfectly and you end that item, you end that listing, it won't end it because that item number doesn't exist anymore.
It won't be able to find it, yeah. So someone wants to know, Andrew Horner 1078, hello, thank you for answering my question. Have you seen any that sell similar items sell the way you do is slightly different to mine? Yeah, we actually have seen results from this.
He said, someone told me to leave the end of the listing down. I don't see the rest of it. Yep. And then also someone else there. So does this actually work? Have the items you've done this to actually move? Yes. So yes, it has worked. Again, we don't have a huge, we haven't been doing it enough to have like really significant data on this.
Right.
But what I did look at, I just looked at our sales from August 1st through August 8th, and any of them that had SS1 in them, which means sell similar one, that's my code that means SKU. In the custom SKU. Mm-hmm. I can tell that that's one that I ended and sold similar. That's an old stale listing that in our store for at least 2 years at this point. And from August 1st to August 8th, we sold 4 of those items. And that might not sound like a lot, but we're talking about items that had no shot at selling.
No views, nobody looking at them, no watchers, nothing going on with them.
Right.
Yeah.
So will that number increase? I don't know. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. But yeah, 4 items in 8 days. Yeah. So an item every other day that I don't think would have had any shot whatsoever of selling if we hadn't have done that.
Yeah.
That's my opinion though. As you watch these videos and you see the little thumbnails that correspond with each sale,
yeah, and
it says the custom SKU on each one of those thumbnails, if you look at that custom SKU and you see an SS1 at the end of that custom SKU, that means it is something that we did a sold similar on. So we'll see how, at the end of August, maybe I'll like go through and count how many SS1s I see, and maybe we'll have a little more meaningful data at that point.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be interesting to see as time goes on if it increases.
I think it will.
Yeah.
I think it probably will, as long as I stay on it. It's so hard to do this every day. And don't forget that also the only part of this, like obviously we want this stuff to sell, but another facet of doing this is it also is like inventorying this stuff too,
yeah, to
make sure we still have it, because every time we end and sell similar on 25 items every day, just like when we pull orders, Candace will stand here at the computer, she'll call out the locations, she'll tell me what's supposed to be there, and it usually takes about 5 minutes. It's not bad, and we get 25 items a day inventoried as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep doing it. I think it's probably worthwhile.
All right, next question. Hanging Trends 640. Hi, Lonnie and Candace. I was just watching the last few videos I missed. I seen that you locked your sold filter. It looks as if you have an iPhone 15 Plus. My iPhone doesn't show the lock. Do you know why this is? Any help would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, I'm going to show you how I do it. The only other thing I'll say is if it doesn't work like this for you and you have an iPhone 15, I would maybe just make sure you have the most recent update on your phone. But okay, so I have this is a game I was searching a little while ago, Beautiful Joe, and all you have to do to lock the filter, you got a filter, and then you scroll down here to sold and complete. As soon as you hit that little toggle right there, locks will show up on the left hand side, and you just tap them, and then once you do that, then the next time you search something, it's going to be locked. So yeah, you just have to slide the toggle, locks appear, tap the locks, and then you're good.
Speaking of downloading and updating apps, this next question kind of pertains to that. Possum and Me. All I want to say is, my gosh, what kind of internet you have that installs under a second. She's talking about the app, I think, when you showed the Jaden's printer. You don't have to really tell me. I'm just amazed how fast it is. My net is just sad.
Well, that usually apps, I remember, because whenever I did the little review or whatever on this printer, which is still working fine. I've been using it every day, and Candace hasn't heard me cuss or anything yet. But whenever I was putting that app on, it did install super fast. There's just not much to the app. I think it's just a really small app. Mm-hmm. We use, and I could have been on mobile data too, which is really good here. But yeah, we're still using T-Mobile home internet, and it's like, was it $50 a month or something? Mm-hmm. And
no contract.
And yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we love it.
The equipment was free. There's no contract. Supposedly we're locked into that same price. It's fast. That's the best internet we've ever had here.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have, where we live, we don't have access to like fiber internet or anything. It would be either Starlink, which we don't have great takeoff angle for, as far as like seeing the satellite. It needs ridiculously clear shot for that to work well. And then we can get cable internet here. it's kind of crappy. It's Cox, or at least it was.
And expensive.
And expensive too,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, we're on T-Mobile. And actually I saw where now in our area, Verizon has their home internet offering available in our area too. So even if we couldn't do T-Mobile, we could do Verizon. And I think for a lot of people, that kind of internet, that kind of home internet is the way of the future.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't require any wiring at all.
And anybody can use it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the way of the future for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like obviously like super rural people are probably not going to be able to use something like
Up
that.
on top of a mountain.
But then if you have that kind of situation, you probably have a good takeoff angle for Starlink.
Right.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, T-Mobile internet.
Next question is from Tim Osborne 961. Lonnie, I have a question. How do you guys find all your collections? Is it marketplace or local advertisement? Also, during winter months, where do you get your items for your store? Most of the collections, a lot of the collections do come from Guy. We're fortunate to have that source. I have found some on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, you found a lot.
Yeah. I just go in there and search, and it's really luck. A lot of times I just open the app and it's sitting there for me. I do scroll at least 2 times a day. If I have free time, I'm probably looking at Facebook Marketplace. You have to be diligent. You have to really look and search. Search your local area and expand out. I give us a good 30-minute drive out or whatever, but that's all I do. I just scour that. Estate sales, sometimes we've gotten luck with some of those.
Oh yeah, we've gotten a lot of collections at estate sales.
Yeah, in fact, before I joined you in reselling, you bought a Nutcracker collection before this last one at an estate sale.
It wasn't near as many. It was like eight or so.
Yeah.
But no, it's estate sales, garage sales. That's standard answers.
Yeah, if you go to an estate sale, especially on the last day, and they have a large collection or whatever, give them an offer. Sometimes they'll take it right away. Sometimes they'll wait and they want to see at the end of the day, like they take bids. So think about that. Now, as far as winter, whenever garage sale season isn't happening, that's only a few months for us, fortunately. But
I would say December,
end of November,
December, January, February, and then usually by March we're getting some garage sales again.
Yes. But during those times, you have to kind of branch out. We've dabbled a little bit in online auctions. We may try that again this year.
You mean storage auctions?
Yeah,
right?
storage auctions. Also estate sales. Those are year round. Don't forget about those. Don't count those out. Some people like to go the first day and find some things that are mispriced. If you have the time to do that,
Well, she's missing the biggest one, and that's our own backstock, unlisted inventory, death pile, whatever you want to call it. We have a lot of that. So
yeah, we do. And we've talked about that. People have asked us, you have so much unlisted inventory right now. Why are you still buying? Because there are months during the year where we cannot find inventory. It's kind of like our little savings account. We always have stuff to list.
It's not great to do that, but because it's usually not good. Here's a problem with death piles is normally, we can say, it's a savings account, sort of, but it's usually not going to be your best stuff unless it's pain in the butt stuff that you didn't want to deal with, but that is still valuable.
We are in a unique situation with ours right now too, because we did buy out a whole eBay store, so we have boxes of stuff that we don't even know what's in there.
Right.
We haven't even looked at it all. So but that's a very unique situation. So yeah, don't forget the estate sales, storage unit auctions. There's also online auctions. Some areas you can have local or shipped to you, and local auctions too. Find your local auction houses. Those can be really good sources. And our final question is from Supersonic Dude 164. What makes you use UPS instead of USPS? Heavy stuff, big boxes. I'm new, thanks. Yes.
So typically the way I kind of look, okay, here's how I think about it. I don't give options whenever I list stuff. Candace doesn't either. We ship. We tell them we're going to ship one way only.
Yep.
And the reason we do that is because eBay is not necessarily going to show the best shipping method for each customer anyways. They're going to show the first method. It's going to default to that first method no matter how many methods you put. I like to keep it simple. I would say if we know for sure a box is going to be greater than 1 cubic foot, 1,728 inches, which you just get by multiplying length times width times height. You know, so 12 times 12 times 12 is 1,728 inches. If we have an item that once packaged is going to be larger than 1,728 inches in volume, then that's going to probably be a UPS ground listing. If something is going to be longer than 22 inches, again, that's probably going to be a UPS ground listing. I kind of think of it as like, and now if something is 12, 12, 12 or smaller and weighs like 10 pounds or less, typically we're going to list that as ground advantage. Mm-hmm. And then that cutoff, we might even make that cutoff more like 8 pounds. And then if it's over 8 pounds, then we do UPS. But then when it sells, we do have the freedom, since UPS ground and ground advantage are both considered standard shipping services in eBay's eyes, we have the ability to actually ship out via either one of those carriers. Because a lot of times we'll have something big and heavy that gets sold to, say, Houston, Texas, and the shipping is actually way cheaper ground advantage when it would be cheaper using UPS to most of the rest of the country. Yeah. So instead of trying to predict those guidelines I said about like size and weight, that's typically what we do. But then a lot of times, like just today, what was it? Oh, the zip ties. Yeah. That was 20 pounds. Mm-hmm. The box was 43 inches long, 43, 6, 8, something like that. And they paid 17 something to ship it. Can't remember what state it was going to. When I looked, normally, and I set up UPS shipping on that, and when I looked, ground advantage shipping on that package was like $2 more expensive to ship ground advantage. And we had no other UPS packages. Yeah. In that scenario, I shipped that USPS ground advantage. Like, it's not even a question.
Well, because there was 2 factors, of course. 3 factors, I guess. We didn't have to drive to UPS because we do have package pickup daily.
Right.
You may not have that. But also it was worth a lot of money.
It was $150.
Yeah. So we didn't mind eating that $2 because it was a $150 item.
Well, it was cheaper for us to spend the extra $2 than it was to get over to UPS store.
Right. Yeah.
Both in time and gas and wear and tear, everything. Yeah. If we only have one package going to UPS store, and that postage only costs like $5, $6, $7 more or less to go ground advantage, we go ground advantage every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of it's the size and weight when we put UPS in. And again, just because we put UPS in doesn't mean we're necessarily going to ship that way.
Right.
Or vice versa. Very rarely do we list something ground advantage and end up shipping UPS though. That's rare. I don't even know if that happens at all.
I don't think it has, no.
So, but yeah, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see y'all again very soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.